What is going on? I'm Zedmont. We are on the dev build. It might not look like it because this is only headquarters level 5, but that is for a very specific reason. As you can see down here, the Boom Pass is active. With the Boom Pass, you can get in and do warships at headquarters level 5. You don't have to wait for headquarters level 10. That might not appeal to many people, but hopefully it gets some low levels into warships, helping that matchmaking, all of that sort of fun stuff. And yes, Boom Pass starts at the exact same time as warships. Now, warships is very, very, very weird this season. Season 56 is a 1-week season. Here are the details right here. Welcome to the 10th anniversary Megaseason. I don't have a... Imagine that in more of a monster truck kind of voice. This season features a mashup of 4 past seasons, each as their own 1-week mini season. And now what that doesn't say is that these are 4 of the most popular seasons, and I don't know how they chose popular, but season 5, I'll talk about more which seasons in a second, and each mini season awards rewards and trophies. That is important. It means in the next 4 weeks you can get 2,000 diamonds, 120 powder. Each 1-week season gives all of the rewards, and you get to keep 80% of your progress between seasons. Typically, we only get 40% of your progress, but if you miss the first week, you don't get to save anything. I do check the comments down below. I'll try and clarify on that a little bit. I'm just reading off of the details they give us. And quick note, speaking of those 4 seasons, there is going to be 1 hour between seasons. So if you are like me and you sleep in to start the season, you are going to sleep in for season 56, 57, 58, and 59 likely, which is less than ideal. So if you're in one of those Western time zones like me, you are SOL. That is right, your ship is on land. So which seasons are they going to be? I will tell you that right here, right now. I made this pretty infographic. Season 56 is going to be season 15, which was a fun season with the first time we had Melon Bombardiers. There was heavy rushing, lots and lots of fun. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a sneak peek on each of the seasons. We're going to start with season 56. As you can see in the background, season 56 is live. Then tomorrow, Supercell is going to switch the dev build to season 57. I'll record that. And then the next day, yada, yada, yada. So way more overhead on the BoomTubers. So do make sure you get into that creator boost. Throw a code in there. I'd prefer you put code ZMOD in there, but just make sure you get a code in there because this sneak peek is going to be way more overhead than most. Now, season 57 is going to be... There was heavy choppers and bombardiers, and at one point, as you can see there was like a low road with heavies and critters. Talk more about that later, tomorrow, I suppose. Season 58 is going to be a season with lots of defensive craziness. That is season 31, 5 prototypes. Do go through my old videos and refresh yourself. It will be to your best interest. Season 59 is season 36, which I think was one of the worst ever seasons. I don't know how they chose popular. But looking at my reviews of season 59, I think I literally say this is the worst season ever. Season 56 was from September 30th, 2020. 57 was from August 15th, 2021. 58 was from February 2022, so just over 2 years ago. And season 36 or season 59 was from July 2022. So one of the interesting things about this is that obviously there will be none of those choice nodes that cost lots and lots and lots of diamonds. One of the other details that I noticed was Scorchers were prevalent, but in those seasons mechs that were not fixed yet. So there's going to be a couple interesting little wrinkles there where in season 58, for example, maybe mechs. Tortures were the meta, and this time it'll be mechs. I don't really know, but should be a couple little interesting wrinkles there. Now, okay, and this is where they have tried to compensate for other seasons. They have thrown an extra wrinkle into things where in season 56, we're going to get the normal rewards, the new normal, 22 keys for diamond. Then in season 57, we get 50% more, meaning that it goes up to 33 keys for a diamond chest. Now, the next thing is a bit of a weird math. They then say we get 50% more, but it's actually we get 50% of season 56 more. So instead of that going up to 50 keys in season 58, which again I will confirm when season 58 comes live on the dev build, we go up to 44 keys, 800,000 tokens. Season 59 then goes up even further into 55 keys for a diamond chest. There is going to be a giant push point every single chest in season 59. Quick note, I'm going to be on vacation in Mexico for some of these seasons, so I will not be around to help, but going to do my best to play as much as I can when not on vacation, obviously. Any questions about this, please do hit me up in the comments. I know this is confusing. It's a mega season, 4 seasons, back to back to back to back. I don't know if I have enough backs there, but you get the basic idea. So for season 56, the very, very critical one, in this instance, last time we skipped bombardiers, did not put any upgrade tokens into those. Then we rushed to the 4 engine room level. Now, rushing to the 4 engine room level, there was a time where some players went this away and some players went this away. So the players that go the bottom route and get heavy melons will be better off longer term, but the players that went the top road, or I suppose they could have gone this road, but they didn't, get brick and heavy rush in a big hurry. So interesting details there. I will put a card up in that top corner. Where are we at here? Where's the button for the cards? Up and about there, which will take you to my season 15 video. But getting to 4 engine rooms was a big deal, and I'll show you what the 4 engine room level looked like here. My 4 engine room base looked like that. So spread the heck out with that one bottom engine room by P1, trying to make people go slow. When it came to the 6 engine room level, it was a mess. Like that, looking back, that's not much of a mess compared to nowadays warships, but back then people were fizzling and or slow in a big way. I assume all of our knowledge on warships, our times are going to be better than the first time we did these seasons, but I don't know if we're going to be able to get to the 6 engine room level or not, because as you can see here, the chest values are the standards: 15 in wood, 16 in iron, 18 in, sorry, that's wood, or that's stone, I should say. I always call that iron for some reason. Iron is 18, then up to 20, and notice here, it is 22. It is the reduced version from last season. That will be interesting as well. And also notice on Legendary, there are no locks. You can get to Legendary on day 1. I don't know if that's possible, but if you can get there, season 2 of this week, or W2 I should say, will be absolutely insane. So I'm not going to dig too much into this tech tree. We will go over it quickly. You'll see that there are none of those choice nodes that give you troop health or building health. We've got shock mines and brick and those melon bombardiers, and of course Kavan was a big deal with those guys. Cryo bombardiers, not a thing whatsoever. Later on in the season, it did come down to heavy choppas with those melon, big bouncing melons. Shock launchers are late, and seekers are very late. Now, I did not go 7 engine rooms in this season. I parked very early on, which is not a huge surprise. If you have any questions about these sorts of details, let me know, but I'm trying to keep this part short because you've seen all of this stuff in the past, and I highly, highly recommend you go back in time to September 2020 and watch some of these videos. Even just might be a bit of a chuckle for you. Time has passed. We are now into Legendary on Warships Season 25, also known as Week 2, also known as Season 57. So I've done a bunch of legwork in the background. The resets are going to be super, super interesting. Like we talked about previously many times before, when you got to rank, where was that? Rank Legendary 2.30, you could restart in gold. Most people would aim for rank 23 so they could start in 13. This is where things get crazy because it's an 80% reset. I had to add that whole right side pinkness to the equation. You can now start in gold if you get to rank 18.15. You can start in diamond if you get to rank 23.75. Again, these numbers were calculated by me. Apologies if I made any mistakes. Bottom line, lots and lots of crazy things. And on top of that, the tech riding is going to be even crazier because as you see jumping into these chests, diamond chests have 33 keys like we talked about. Very curious to see how the keys are in tomorrow's season, also known as Season 58. I think I know their values, but again, that 50% math is a little bit wonky. So we will see what that's all about. This season was incredibly friendly. This was one of the most popular seasons for people with no instant training because there was heavies, there was Kavan, and there were bombardiers. And then a bit later on, people rushed into rocket choppas. And I'm going to try and keep the tech review part of this fairly short. Maybe I'll do a sneak peek when each season starts to try and compile some details for you. But very fun season for many people. And I know I talked about how some of those seasons, let's just see if I can find that graphic. Talked about how Season 58 had lots of defenses and craziness, and 59 was a season that many people hated. Reminder, we're going to be starting deeper into the tree, so that first initial spend is going to be so critical. Many people will be starting with more keys than they've ever had. Many people will also be able to jump past lots and lots of pain points. So push hard in these seasons if you have the time or the patience for it. Having instant training across 4 seasons should be very fun. So if you consider the idea of instant training, do throw code ZMOT in that shop. And for those of you who do have instant training already, hopefully getting to play 4 seasons for one purchase makes up for the fact that they had that 2-week gap between seasons. Anyways, that is going to be the bulk of my talk about Season 57. And again, reminder, do check up there in the cards. I will put some relevant videos so you don't have to go hunting around looking for Season 25 in my channel from, when was that again? Let's just double check my notes here. August 2021. Okay, I reset my account and tested out that parking detail, and sure enough, I was at 23.75. We are now at 21. We are on W3 Season 31 Reloaded, also known as Season 58. Now, we are at 21, and as you can see, those key chests are at 44, just like we talked about. So those results do match up with the maths, which is always a good sign. Now, we are going to dig into this tree a little bit and talk a little bit about Season 31. Season 31, for those of you who can recall, was the season where Everspark was bugged and they ended up switching Everspark and mechs. Also, a quick note, any of the details you see about Season 31, mechs did not shock things yet. So mechs were completely and utterly ignored. Quick note also was that rocket launchers for the longest time were only at tick 3. So you ended up seeing bases sort of like this. Notice the rocket launchers are low level because of the fact that this is week 3. People are going to be starting in high gold, in diamond even potentially. That means that the bases at the 4 engine room level are going to be absolutely jacked. They have been hitting the gym. They've been getting all of those chests. So if you do go build this base, maybe, just maybe, it's going to have max level rocket launchers, which is a lot bit scary. Now, as you get to the 6 engine room level, it looked like this. People with 3 shock launchers, people with 6 rocket launchers, 6 prototype defenses. It was an absolute blood bath. Now, people were doing things like sending in 1 boat of rifles with 4 boats of bombardiers and then sneaking rifles and scorchers in late. Mechs should clean that up a little bit, but regardless, for this season, expect a bloody, duke it out, gross season. By the way, this season was designed by a member of the community who I think no longer plays Boom Beach. Moving on forward, though, there's an important choice node somewhere in here. Where are we at? We are down about, should have seen this. That's not the one. By the way, that one, I think we're going to see grapplers a lot more this season than we did in that season, simply because people figured out how to use bullets. So rocket launchers, 2 rocket launchers, or 3 boom cannons. Now, not a lot of people were rocking the 3rd shock launcher back in season 31. Heavy choppas are far away. Some people using seekers extremely well. And one thing of note was that 5 engine rooms was way better than 4. So do go check out my other tech trees. Just wanted to give you a sneak peek into what's coming in week 3. Also, please do hit me up in the comments. Trying to balance substance versus filler. Shorter video, I think, is better. But even just our starting point on season 31 with boom cannons and rocket launchers is crazy. Also knowing that those early troops, yes, you can get engine rooms with mechs now. Mechs are not as terrible as they were back in season 31, so not sure if they were trying to highlight some changes they made in the game, but getting Everspark early is also greatly appreciated because she doesn't get much play, and I don't mean that in the innuendo way that you guys took that. So, Bombardiers, I didn't see anyone with Barrage. I assume that means there's lots of building health in this season. I can already see 2. There is 3. There is 4. There is 5. So this season, lots and lots of building health. That is why I assume Barrage was not much of a thing back then. But do check out the videos up in the cards that I keep pushing you guys towards. Boom. Season 59 is started. I ended season 58 at rank 25 on purpose. That's so that we could jump to rank 22. Lots of you starting in diamond realistically by the time we get over into week 4, I should say. This week season sucked. Lots and lots of people hated it. And that is because you end up with like these ugly bases with like 2 engine rooms back here, lots of defenses out front, and you're just dying. Like grenadiers with rifles trying to get engine rooms as they're running into mortars and cannons and green mines and flamethrowers and sniper towers. Oh my. So not really any way to rush engine rooms, just ugly. Many people will be able to jump past that though. Then we end up getting into boom cannons, and it turned out to be a rifle and or heavy with rocket choppas later on at the 4 engine room level. Like it was like Everspark dropping critters, heavies getting shot in the face, and rocket choppas getting on engine rooms. It definitely was an ugly season. Do go check out my sneak peeks. Just had a massive issue with my vehicle. Just spent 8 hours trying to troubleshoot wiring issues, no turn signals, yada. So this season, sneak peek details are going to be shorter than others, but like I said, do check the cards, and the season ended up just being bus rushing it towards the end. So choice nodes giving grapplers lots and lots of protos, lots of defenses. Seeker, I tried Seekers towards the end of the season. It didn't work, but maybe it works now that our strategies have been refined. I mean, we're talking 20 seasons later, so maybe. Everspark, of course, is forced. Yeah, not a lot of details, but also, quick note, I have no idea how the final rank is going to affect next season. So for season 60, I don't know if the fact that you're going to end up in like legendary 10 is going to play a factor, or if it'll go off of what. Do check the comments. Nuno is on vacation, so I can't give you all the details, but as expected, 55 keys. People are going to be in legendary ridiculously quick, getting 62 keys for the duration of this week. So expect everyone to be at the end of the tree so quickly. Hopefully you guys like this. I have no idea how these 4 weeks are gonna go. Could be a terrible idea, could be good. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what you think. And otherwise, like I've said 4 bajillion times in the past, please use code ZMOT in that shop. Not looking forward to automotive bills. Yeah, I'm ZMOT. Hopefully you guys got some info out of this, and I'm sorry I tried to keep this video as short as possible just because we've already had weeks and weeks and weeks of videos about these seasons. The new bits, obviously, that 80% and those chest increases, so plan accordingly. Let me know what you think. I am ZMOT. Thank you for coming in, liking, sharing, subscribing, using the code, and more importantly, comment. I'm ZMOT. Thanks for coming in. Peace.